G'day, welcome to Say It With Guitars. I'm your host, Pete Cornelius. Each episode, I'll be digging deep and getting to hang with some of Australia's finest guitar pickers, songwriters, producers, collectors, and makers. I look forward to bringing you these fun conversations and I hope you enjoy Say It With Guitars.
G'day there, legends. Thanks for joining us on the pod. Yet another great conversation coming up. This is only a short one. We only had a very brief window to catch up. So Kathleen just finished a gig downstairs and then ran up to my hotel and we had this quick chat. It was great to capture that post-gig energy and hang out anyway. So have you guys heard of this muted bridge or rubber bridge guitar thing that's going on at the moment on the internet? I was very intrigued. So I've had this little Gretsch Jim Dandy sort of three-quarter guitar floating around for a while, so I thought I'd check out the rubber bridge thing. It's a whole lot of fun, folks. So I put some flat wounds on it and I put a bunch of rubber, like a sticky adhesive foamy stuff down by the bridge, installed a little mini humbucker in it, a little tone and volume pot, and yeah, it's a delicious sound. I really encourage someone to mess around with it. It doesn't cost you much to do it. I just picked up parts from Amazon for bugger all. So yeah, I'm sure you'll hear some of it on some recordings very soon. A little gig promo, folks, playing tonight, Friday night, at George's Lane in St Kilda, alongside Licia Louise and Jack Raymond. We're going to be doing a bit of a writers in the round situation. So we'll probably all be on stage, hanging out, talking about our songs, playing songs, and sharing it around. So that's going to be a treat. Hopefully we can see some of you Victorians or Melbourneians there tonight. Anyway, let's get on with the conversation, folks. Cheers. Before we crack into today's show, I'd love to shout out to our Season 4 sponsors, Tarrant Guitars and Top Shelf Guitars. The custom workshop of award-winning luthier Billy Tarrant on the northwest coast of Tasmania uses locally and internationally sourced solid tone woods to create a wide range of custom guitars, including acoustic, electric, lap steel guitars and specialty instruments, showcasing his passion for superior tone and structural integrity. Tassie's one-stop custom workshop for custom-made guitars, all guitar repairs and services. Check out tarrantguitars.net.au. Top Shelf Instruments specialises in used and vintage guitars, pedals and amps, shipping worldwide from Hobart, Tasmania, Australia. We love helping players land exceptional instruments for manageable dollars, and guitars from Japan hold a special place in our hearts. New old guitars hit the website almost daily, so head on over to the website for this week's weird and wonderful offerings, topshelfinstruments.com.au. All right, let's welcome to the podcast, Say It With Guitars today, Kathleen Halloran. How are you doing?
Hi, I'm going great, thank you.
Excellent. Feels like one of those, backstage kind of post-gig festival radio interview, because you just jumped off stage.
Yeah, I have, and literally just gone upstairs to where you're staying.
Yeah.
It's quite phenomenal, but yeah, had an amazing time today. I'm like high as a kite.
How'd you feel? Feel good?
I felt like... I felt kind of gravity-free in a way. Like I just felt completely free, and I had such incredible musicians on stage and such a vibe in the room. I just felt like, I felt like I was floating and having,
great.
One of the best gigs I've ever done, just in terms of feeling and vibe.
Yep. Yeah, sometimes it really feels like you've got like so much weight on you and your fingers feel like lead, and some days everything just goes to plan and your brain doesn't even engage. You're just like going on instinct or something.
Isn't it funny how that happens? It feels like you don't have much control over it. It's all obviously the audience have a lot to do with it.
It's a big chunk of that, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. But especially because you've done your first show, I find the first show somewhere, like you fly in, everyone's like, how you going? Yeah, you're getting to hang out with your band. And the first show is never quite as good as it could be.
Yeah.
I find the second gig's like the bomb.
Yeah. Well, today was my second gig.
Yeah.
I loved yesterday too, but you said, like literally we had a super early morning, flown in, gone straight from the airport to the gig, and I think you take you take for granted those sort of routines that you build in, even if they're not deliberate routines, but there's certain things you do before a gig or that you get used to, and when they're not there, you sort of feel like, I don't know, you feel a bit out of place, or you can't find that groove and spot. Yeah. So, today we definitely found that.
What sort of pre-show rituals do you have? Like, do you have anything you need to
it's funny.
get out of your system before a show, or?
Like, not specifically. I don't have a particular warm-up or anything. It's more just the headspace and the vibe, like just feeling like psyching yourself up for a stage, because like you know, you exert so much energy and emotion on there. It's like, I don't know, do you agree that sometimes it feels like it's like a fight or flight response that
yes,
that clicks on, and it's like your body doesn't actually know the difference between excitement and fear.
Yep.
But you're just up there, and when it comes down to it, you have such little control over those things.
Very little control. If you can give into it, and just be a part of that, whatever it is.
Exactly.
It's the best, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I guess if there's any routine I love is just having a really decent sound check and feeling comfortable and trying to set yourself up so that when it's showtime and when you flick over into that mode, you've got everything you need and you can hear yourself well, and you've got a great guitar sound.
Yep.
Yeah.
I think it's pretty vital. Quite a lot of these bigger shows, though, sometimes you get a line check and that's it. You don't quite get the full, let's make a song and meet people's requirements. Yeah. So you kind of have to be a little bit prepared to go with the flow, and sometimes shit will happen, won't it? Like, you kind of just got to give in and ride it out.
Mm-hmm. And I guess it's all those gigs that you do, I call them wet weather gigs, in preparation for those moments when you have to go with the flow. And all those little gigs you do out in the middle of nowhere or with bad sound, bad system, that they all add up and come. They all come, when it comes down to it in those moments, they all sort of, that experience really takes over, I reckon.
Yeah. Yeah, well, we did a show recently and the sound was just horrendous. I was playing guitar with like a 6-piece band, and the PA was like on this sort of like fold-out stage, and the PA was kind of like plonked onto the front of the stage, and the sound guy was doing front house from the side of stage, and he just had no idea. He couldn't hear anything. Like, we're going, mate, come over here, have a listen to this.
Oh, God.
It's like this horrible one frequency just going off its head. And he's like, I can't hear it. I was like, surely your meter's on your iPad, Tilly, or something. So I think what I'm alluding to is we just got on with the show.
Yeah.
We didn't have a great show, but that's just us in our own little world. The audience were going, oh, yeah, you guys are sounding great, really loved it. You know, it's funny how you get stuck in your head sometimes about all that stuff. That's
a really good, like, for me, it's an ultimate test, and the ultimate sign of where you're at is when how you're feeling doesn't translate to the audience. It's always so such a relief, or not, I don't even know if relief's the right word, but when, like, that situation you were in, for the audience to not be aware of it, like, is such a testament to you guys and your experience with dealing with that stuff. And it takes time. I know that. You got to put on the brave face sometimes and get on with the show. Yeah. So how's it been, sort of breaking away a little bit and doing? You've probably been doing your own shows for a long time. I personally, I do like to do a bit of background on people when I do interviews like this, but I've sort of stacked up all these interviews back to back, and I've kind of like haven't done enough. So apologies. No, that's all right.
How long have you kind of been doing your own thing away from Kate's band? I'd love to talk about that as well at some stage. But tell me about your project.
So this particular project, I would say the last 2 years, like it's been, and particularly this year, I launched my first single in November last year, and so basically since then I've been giving it basically the majority of my headspace and heart space. So it's really, I sort of just made a bit of a pledge and pact to myself to give it a really great shot and have no regrets and no expectations, but at the same time just not holding back. And so I've really sort of, and I still do other stuff, and obviously Still works really closely with Kate in particular on her upcoming tours and stuff. But I'm really trying to remove a lot of other distractions so that I can just focus on this for me and Kate's stuff. And it just, and you know all about this, it's just things start meaning so much more than they ever did before. I've sort of been a session guitarist for 10 years or so, and I've always been incredibly passionate about performing, and it's always meant, like, I never would have thought it didn't mean anything. Like, it's always meant so much to me, but I've been just gobsmacked at how much doing your own music, it just takes over. It's like, it becomes, every decision you make in a day is sort of related to your goals of those personal goals that you set for yourself as an artist. Whereas I think being a session player, you're a little bit more disconnected from work, being work, and then, you know, you go
sort
home.
of like clock off.
You clock off, and you still give it your all, and bring your passion and emotion to it. But there's no clocking off for this, and so I'm loving it. I'm absolutely loving it. But I'd say 2 years.
Great.
I'm trying to make crowns. I've blurred every line once, trying to keep my feet on the ground. 'Cause how could I move forward being any other way? It's at the cost of living. I'll take a little wind with a constant head spin. Now I'm wide open to be bowled over like a 10-pin. When the love from your brother was grown into a man, it's got the purpose of a father to show you like nothing can. You hardly measure up again. So the bugle and the rooster calls to wake you from yourself, and that's the cost of living.
And how do you go? I've seen some videos and stuff. Like, I'm not completely like going in cold here. And you've always got an inspiring band, and it's not necessarily the same players all the time either. Is that a purposeful tactic? Like, do you kind of go, these guys work really well together, so I'm going to use them for this show, or these guys for that show, or I'm going to go to Sydney, so I'm going to use these guys, or like that kind of thing? Like, how do you approach getting the personnel in your band?
That's a really good question. Well, this weekend, I've just got off stage with Clayton Doley on organ, and he's Sydney-based. So it's really impossible to sort of make ends meet and have him all the time. But he was here. He's here with Jimmy Barnes on tomorrow night, so it worked out really well to have him.
Cool.
But so he's sort of like a very special treat to have him in the band, but I would have him in a heartbeat because, and whenever he plays, like he did my launch, because I wanted to go all out with my launch show last year, and I brought him to Melbourne and we did a Sydney show, and he just set this bar so high. It was like, you've just ruined me. Like, where do you go from here? How do I not have you? So it's, he's a really special treat. But I've got a similar thing going on with my bass player at the moment, Jonathan Zion. I almost couldn't really picture myself doing a gig without him, and he's been really mainstay for the 2 years that we've been working.
Great.
And the thing with, like you said, they're such inspiring players, they are, and that makes them very, very busy. So I have my dream team, which I had today with Darren Ferrugia on drums, who's absolute master and just absolute legend of the drums in Australia, and but he's so busy. So, and I understand that, like, of course that's going to happen. So I try to build up really great players. Like, I feel like I've got drummed in backups that also feel like home as well. So it's a really ideal place. Like obviously you can't expect everyone to be available for you all the time. So as you'd have the same thing, you have to have those players to step in.
Yeah, yeah, and it's good. It's nice to share your material with other people. So, and they bring out different elements of your songs or your performance or your personality.
Yeah.
And I think it's important. Like, music is meant to be shared, and I think just having that different influence from someone on stage just brings a different energy, and it keeps it fresh.
Yep.
And I love that. Like, but I also do love a nice rehearsed unit that you can play anywhere at any time of day, in any situation. It's just going to be like the best gig ever. So.
Do you ever feel though when it gets too slick you have to mess it up a bit?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep, not going to lie.
Yeah, there's something about danger that I crave on stage, and that feeling of being right on the edge, and you only get that when it's a little uncomfortable or something.
I agree.
You know?
Yeah, and it's hard. Like, how have you found a way of maintaining that? Like,
I guess always challenging myself with repertoire.
Yeah.
And we're always adding new original songs that sort of take a bit to pull off. Like there's no autopilot at all in the set. And especially I'm a new singer, so I've always been a guitarist, and that's my comfort zone. I can do that, whatever. But adding the vocal, like there'll never be an autopilot. Well, not for many, many, many years until I feel comfortable. So I think naturally, instantly I'm uncomfortable just doing that and playing guitar. Okay. But I'm always thinking from morning to night, I'm thinking about what else we can add, what other little interludes we can make, or jamming sections that it's always, it just keeps my brain completely activated and on edge.
Great. When you guys went into that little medley, that little Zeppelin medley at the end, it's funny, we've been doing a bit of a Zeppelin medley as well for a little while. Yeah, we sort of start on this slim harpo sort of boogaloo groove, and then we go into like a Black Dog, and then we go into rock and roll.
I didn't copy, I promise.
No, I was like, oh, cool. It's like the same thing. Like, it's like a nod to this great stuff that we are influenced by without playing a cover. I kind of like that.
That's exactly what I was going for, and that's something that we added just this weekend. Like, that's another thing that keeps the danger there. Like, we didn't really rehearse that. It was just like, let's do this, and that it's just I'm addicted. I love it.
Great. Now, you can tell that there is that element of surprise on stage. You can tell that, like, you're all like eyes and ears, not necessarily always watching, but there's some great dynamic on stage, and having Clay was really nice today too. Yesterday, like you said, he brings another element to the band, but also having another soloist. I find in a three-piece, I get sick of what I have to say. Like, I love to throw it to someone else to go, all right, fire this up, like, or inspire me, or take it somewhere that it's so refreshing. Totally. You guys were sounding great.
That's what I found having Clayton there, just that inspiration that it's got indescribable what I said to Jonathan, bass player, walking here, I was like, he brings more to this show than anyone will ever know or realise. Yeah. Like, it's just absolutely wild. Like, I get sick of myself. How often do you just get sick of yourself? I'm just like, on the same stuff that you do, it's like... Yeah. But having him, it instantly pulls you and pushes you into new territory. Yep. And Darren too, the way he plays the drums, it just keeps it fresh. Yeah.
Electrified and beating. Now I've gotta find
So tell us a little bit about the Kate band. She must have been, well, must be a great person to not only work with, but to share a stage with and to learn stagecraft. Mm-hmm. She's been doing it a long time.
Yeah.
You get to, see from the best perspective of how to work with an audience or how to curate a vibe. Like, tell me about that experience.
Yeah. So I met her about 8 years ago. Was one of my first sort of big gig, sort of high-profile gig. I was playing in a house band at Hamer Hall in Melbourne, and there was a couple of different guest artists coming in to play with us, and Kate was one of them. And I'll never forget the day in the rehearsal room. We were doing one of her songs, Beautiful Life, and I launched into this guitar solo in it. I was so nervous. I was so young and I was so green, but I launched into this guitar solo and she stopped it and she's like, "Who is this girl? I love you," or something like that. And I was just, and that was it. And then she invited me on that day in the rehearsal. She said, "Oh, I'm doing a gig at Malvern Town Hall with my jazz band. Come down." And then I remember just I was still at uni and just sitting backstage and just feeling her energy and just feeling part of this community. I was like, not just her, like her whole band were my jazz tutors at uni, and all of a sudden I was just transformed into being it and being part of the crew. And I sat in the wings and watched her put on this masterclass, and my life was never the same. And then firstly, we became really good friends, of which we are now best friends and will be friends for life. But we just really connected as people, and then there was more jams at her place, and then about 6 years ago I sort of got the gig in full-time in her band. Yeah. And I've never seen it done better than her in terms of communicating to an audience. And every night audiences have different needs and wants. Yeah. And she has this ability to just instantly know it, and she'll change sets. No gig is the same. She'll change set lists. She has no problem completely changing the course of a gig when she feels it. And she's always right. She's never wrong. She always gets it. And I guess she's probably created this craving I have for danger, because I've seen the way she does it, and you feel so uncomfortable when you're on stage. Like, you feel like, I don't know this song. She's like, "No, we'll do it." It's like, "But I don't know what this song is," and it always works. And she was my introduction to that. Yep. And it's really quite something watching her do her thing and crafting a set list, and the way she communicates and expresses and relates to a room when they're all different. Like, and I've seen her relate to a room of jazz heads and rock heads and blues heads and pop. Like, you can put her anywhere and she can turn it on and do her thing, and everyone can fall in love with her. And I think when I first met her, I was studying jazz. I was still a student. And the way that she changed my life the most was she flipped music being about me to being about the audience. Right. In terms of, it's not about playing a note for note or meeting your expectations of how you thought you should play. It's about moving the people in the audience. And and I've never looked back since learning that lesson, and it's come from her. And great. And I haven't even mentioned the fact that she's one of the greatest singers I've ever heard. So I hit the jackpot there.
Must be constantly motivational and always a journey. Like, I think that ability to read the room and to just kind of go with the flow. But I suppose you sort of need the catalogue a little bit to do that, but also the musicianship. And just the honesty, I think, is such a big part of that.
Yeah.
I was talking to, I can't think of, I had a chat with someone else today about that. Like a stage persona shouldn't necessarily be a persona. It should just be you, maybe a little bit more amped up. Like if I was just like I am in the lounge room at home, no one would want to see me on stage. But you sort of got to like propel yourself up a little bit. But you got to be direct and totally honest, because it'll people see straight through that stuff.
They do. Yeah.
And to stand side stage of that, you know, be part of that machine every night, that would be such a trip.
Kate is a real deal. Never met anyone like her.
Yeah. So good. And I know it's probably an odd comparison, but a lot of side people end up singing like the person that they are backing up. Do you find yourself taking on her vocal?
Oh, I don't have the ability to sing like her.
Not necessarily the ability, but just like little nuances, you know, like little shades of what she might like, phrasing or that sort of stuff. Have you found yourself kind of like?
It's funny because we always laugh because I've stolen one of her songs in the set, so because she does an amazing cover of "Can't Find My Way Home" by Blind Faith.
Yeah, Steve Winwood.
And she did that in her set for a long time, and then she took it out. She stopped doing it, and I took it and put it into my set. So I guess in that way, yeah. And I've taken inspiration from her presence on stage and her energy. But I mean, when it comes to her voice, I'm so far from it, like in every way, like so out of my realm of possibility to sing like her. So I don't think I have that to worry about.
You never know. It'll rub off and you won't even know it. Next thing you know, you'll be...
She's definitely rubbed off in other ways, though.
Okay.
Yeah.
Great. No, I do remember seeing the show in Tassie, well, probably, 2 or 3 years ago, maybe?
Yeah, it was just out of COVID, I reckon. So 2022?
Yeah, maybe. It was a bit funny, as everyone's had to sit in their chair and not move and don't dance, and you had to sit in a certain area. It was a bit of a weird vibe. Anyway.
It's amazing that we've come so far, like in a short amount of time. We've been through that, been and gone, yeah.
Yeah, and now we're back to some, we're all mingling, hanging out.
Yeah, it's bizarre.
Speaking of that, what's been your highlight? Like, what have you seen so far this little trip in terms of gigs?
The highlight for me has been walking through, just going for a walk through after I finished my gig, and walking from Victoria Park to the main park, and just taking my time to walk about 200 metres, because every single venue was thriving with live music and completely different music in every place, even though it's a blues festival. But you're just hearing all of these influences coming from everywhere: solo artists, duos, bands, reggae. It's just it's incredible, and I just soak it in. Like, I just find that so inspiring.
Yeah.
But I'm really excited to check out tonight. Eric Gales is on.
He's such a dynamite player.
I can't believe I get to see him and be on the same festival as him. He's such an incredible player.
Yeah.
And Stefan as well. Stefan Hulk
Stefan's great.
from Adelaide is about to hit the stage, so I'm going to
Yep.
go there, and looking forward to seeing you getting up as well.
Yes. I think the stage might be waiting for us pretty soon, so we
Yeah.
have to keep an eye on the time
Yeah.
with our little chat tonight. Well, it's probably actually a good spot to wrap it up, because we could probably talk for another hour.
Yeah,
with
we
you.
could.
But thank you a bunch for hanging out with us here
Thank you
on
for having
the
me.
10th floor. All the best for future shows, recordings, just guitar in general, or life in general.
Thank you, and you too. And thank you for having me for the chat.
Pleasure. We'll have a longer form one another time.
That sounds good.
All right, cool. Thanks, Kathleen.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Thanks for listening, folks, to another episode of Say It With Guitars. If you enjoyed today's episode, please subscribe to the podcast, share it around to your mates, leave a good review, and hopefully we'll see you next time.